An EMP weapon is a scary thing. It stands for electromagnetic pulse. It's like a super powerful burst of energy. This energy can fry electronics, even from far away. Imagine a world without computers, phones, or even lights. That's what an EMP weapon could do. For NATO, this is a nightmare scenario. NATO relies on technology for everything. Communication, weapons, defense systems, all depend on electronics. An EMP attack could cripple NATO in an instant. This is a serious threat, and we need to understand it. EMP weapons use a nuclear explosion to create a massive burst of electromagnetic energy. This energy travels at the speed of light, covering a vast area. When this energy wave hits electronics, it creates a surge of electricity. This surge overloads circuits, frying them instantly. The higher the altitude of the detonation, the wider the area affected. A high-altitude EMP could blanket an entire continent. The damage caused by an EMP is not visible like a bomb blast, but the effects are devastating, disabling everything electronic. The idea of an EMP weapon came about during early nuclear testing. Scientists observed that nuclear explosions disrupted radio and electrical systems. During the Cold War, both the US and Soviet Union researched and developed EMP weapons. They understood the potential for disruption and chaos. While there are no confirmed instances of EMP weapons being used in warfare, the threat is very real. Today, rogue nations and terrorist groups could potentially acquire EMP technology. The consequences of such an event would be catastrophic. An EMP attack on NATO could paralyze its military capabilities. Communication systems would go down, blinding defenses. Command and control centers would be rendered useless, unable to coordinate any response. Troops in the field would be cut off, without orders or support. Weapon systems rely heavily on electronics. An EMP attack could disable everything from fighter jets to missile defense systems. NATO's ability to defend itself relies on technology. An EMP attack could render it helpless, leaving it vulnerable to further attacks. Section 5. Impacts on daily life. The impact of an EMP attack on daily life would be catastrophic. Imagine a world plunged into darkness without warning. Power grids would go down, leaving millions without electricity. Hospitals would be unable to function, putting lives at risk. Transportation systems would grind to a halt, stranding people and disrupting supply chains. Communication networks would collapse, isolating communities. Food and water supplies would be affected, leading to shortages and panic. The fabric of society as we know it would unravel. Section 6. Preparing for EMP threats. In today's interconnected world, the threat of an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, is a growing concern. An EMP can disrupt or even destroy electronic systems, causing widespread chaos. This section will explore the various measures being taken to prepare for such an event. Countries around the globe are acutely aware of the EMP threat and are taking proactive steps to prepare. Governments are convening high-level meetings to discuss strategies and allocate resources. These discussions are crucial for developing a coordinated response to an EMP event. One of the primary focuses is hardening critical infrastructure to withstand EMP surges. This involves reinforcing power lines, installing protective barriers, and upgrading existing systems to be more resilient. These measures are essential to ensure that vital services remain operational during an EMP attack. The military is also heavily involved in EMP preparedness. Military systems are being designed with EMP protection in mind, ensuring that defense capabilities are not compromised. Engineers are working on specialized equipment, and soldiers are testing EMP-resistant vehicles to maintain operational readiness. Communication is another critical area of focus. Redundant communication systems are being developed to ensure connectivity, even if primary systems fail. This includes setting up satellite dishes and installing backup systems that can operate independently of the main grid. In addition to infrastructure and communication, governments are stockpiling essential supplies and equipment. Warehouses are being filled with food, water, medical supplies, and other necessities to support the population in the event of an EMP attack. These stockpiles are strategically located to ensure quick distribution. Public awareness campaigns are also being launched to educate citizens about the EMP threat. Seminars, educational videos, and informational pamphlets are being distributed to inform the public about what to do in case of an EMP event. Knowledge is power, and an informed public is better prepared to handle emergencies. These preparations are crucial to mitigate the impact of an EMP attack. Regular inspections of infrastructure and community drills are being conducted to ensure readiness. These drills help identify potential weaknesses and improve response strategies. However, despite these efforts, more needs to be done to address this growing threat. Continuous research and development, international cooperation, and increased funding are necessary to stay ahead of potential EMP attacks. The threat is real, and the time to act is now. Section 7. Technological Vulnerabilities. NATO and the US are heavily reliant on technology, which makes them particularly vulnerable to EMP attacks. Our sophisticated systems have become our Achilles heel. The interconnected nature of our infrastructure means that a single EMP strike could trigger a cascading failure across multiple systems. Many critical systems rely on outdated technology that is highly susceptible to EMP damage. Upgrading these systems is a costly but necessary endeavor. The increasing use of unmanned systems and artificial intelligence further increases our vulnerability to EMP attacks. Section 8. Societal Vulnerabilities. Beyond technology, our society's dependence on instant communication and constant connectivity makes us vulnerable. We live in an age where information flows freely and instantly, connecting us in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. This constant connectivity has become the backbone of our daily lives, influencing how we work, socialize, and even think. However, this reliance on technology also means that any disruption can have far-reaching consequences. Imagine a day without your smartphone, your computer, or the internet. For many, it would be more than just an inconvenience. It would be a significant disruption to their daily routine. An EMP attack would sever these lifelines, leading to panic and chaos. The sudden loss of communication would leave people in the dark, both literally and figuratively. Without the ability to contact loved ones, access news, or even navigate using GPS, the immediate aftermath would be one of confusion and fear. The infrastructure we take for granted, from traffic lights to emergency services, would be crippled, creating a scenario where even the simplest tasks become daunting challenges. The lack of basic survival skills among the general population would exacerbate the situation. In a world where convenience is king, many have lost touch with fundamental survival skills. The ability to start a fire, navigate without digital aids, or grow food are skills that have become rare. In the face of an EMP attack, this lack of preparedness would become painfully evident. People would struggle to adapt to a world without the conveniences they have always known, leading to increased desperation and potential conflict. People are accustomed to relying on technology for everything, from smart home devices that control our environment to educational tools that facilitate learning. Technology is deeply embedded in every aspect of our lives. This dependency means that any disruption can have a cascading effect, impacting not just individual routines but entire systems. Schools, businesses, and homes would all face significant challenges in adapting to a sudden loss of technology. The potential for social unrest, looting, and violence in the aftermath of an EMP attack is a serious concern. When people are faced with uncertainty and fear, their actions can become unpredictable. The breakdown of social order can lead to a rise in criminal activities as individuals and groups vie for limited resources. Stores could be looted, streets could become battlegrounds, and the sense of community could quickly dissolve into chaos. Law enforcement would be overwhelmed and unable to maintain order. The sheer scale of the disruption would stretch police forces thin, making it difficult to respond to all incidents. With communication systems down, coordination would be nearly impossible, leaving officers to fend for themselves in increasingly volatile situations. The trust in public institutions could erode, further complicating efforts to restore order. Our interconnectedness, while beneficial in many ways, has made us more vulnerable to the devastating effects of an EMP attack. The very systems that bring us together can also be our Achilles heel. As we continue to integrate technology into every facet of our lives, it is crucial to recognize and address these vulnerabilities. Preparing for such scenarios is not just about safeguarding technology, but also about fostering resilience within our communities. Section 9. Potential Solutions. Mitigating the risk of EMP attacks requires a multifaceted approach. This means that we need to look at the problem from various angles and come up with comprehensive strategies that address different aspects of the threat. It's not just about one solution, but a combination of efforts that work together to protect our infrastructure and society. Hardening critical infrastructure and military systems is paramount. This involves reinforcing our power grids, communication networks, and other essential services to withstand the impact of an EMP. By doing so, we can ensure that these systems remain operational even in the face of such an attack, thereby maintaining stability and security. Developing resilient communication systems that can withstand EMP surges is crucial. This includes not only protecting existing communication infrastructure, but also innovating new technologies that are inherently resistant to EMP effects. Ensuring that we can maintain communication during and after an EMP event is vital for coordinating response efforts and keeping the public informed. This includes alternative communication methods like radio and satellite phones. These devices can serve as backups when traditional communication networks fail, providing a lifeline for emergency responders and the general public. Investing in these technologies and training people on how to use them can make a significant difference in an emergency. Educating the public about the EMP threat and providing guidance on preparedness measures is essential. Public awareness campaigns can help people understand the risks and take proactive steps to protect themselves and their families. This includes knowing what to do before, during, and after an EMP event to minimize its impact. This includes promoting basic survival skills. Teaching people how to start a fire, purify water, and administer first aid can be invaluable in the aftermath of an EMP attack. These skills can help individuals and communities become more self-reliant and better prepared to handle emergencies. This includes emergency preparedness kits. Encouraging people to have kits that contain essential supplies like food, water, medical supplies, and tools can make a significant difference in their ability to cope with the immediate aftermath of an EMP event. These kits should be easily accessible and regularly updated to ensure they are ready when needed. International cooperation is vital to establish norms and treaties that discourage the development and use of EMP weapons. By working together, countries can create a framework that promotes peace and security, reducing the likelihood of an EMP attack. Diplomatic efforts and international agreements can play a crucial role in mitigating this global threat. By taking these steps, we can reduce our vulnerability to this potentially catastrophic threat and safeguard our future. A comprehensive approach that includes infrastructure hardening, resilient communication systems, public education, survival skills, emergency preparedness, and international cooperation can help us build a more secure and resilient society. Together, we can face the challenge of EMP threats and emerge stronger.